A little bit of a prediction for this year. I think we're going to see Khabib versus Conor too. I think that fight's going to happen.
I think you're out of your mind if you actually listen, if you pay attention to the MMA news and see what Khabib's been saying and quoted. He's done a few interviews this week on Fight Island, unfortunately, that kind of would disagree with your statement there. He's like, no, I'm not fighting. I've got nothing to prove. I don't need to. Why would I disrespect my mother? I've got a lot of business endeavors and all that type of stuff.
So he's not fighting. Well, didn't he say he was waiting to see if something special happened? That's the last I heard.
Yeah, well, that's one side of the story. Khabib came out and kind of like, I don't know. Khabib came out and kind of said he's not fighting. Okay.
In the same regard, though, you just spoke about how Conor doesn't need the money. There's nothing like having the world championship. There's nothing like winning a fight. You go and win a fight. That whatever that endorphin drop is, whatever that feeling of greatness is, I mean, it's extremely like psychological. It's deeply rooted.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
So Khabib is giving that up, that feeling, and he has a ton of money to buy as many sheep as he wants.
Because Khabib can give that up. Conor can't give it up because he hasn't got it. You know what I mean? It's if you get to the top of the mountain, and you're there and you defend it a number of times and then you say, okay, I'm done, because he's right. You can't do it forever. I understand his logic, right? Conor's not in a position to do that. Khabib can do that and forever rest on his laurels. I was the champion. I walked away on top. I was the man. And he's got other things to do. He's coaching other people now. He had his cousin. He fought last night. Looked great. He was there kind of embodying the role that Khabib's father took, Abdulmanap. So it was beautiful to see, actually. And as I say, he retired at the top of the mountain. And Conor doesn't. That's one thing that Conor doesn't have. As I say, there's certain things that money cannot buy, and that is one of them.
Forget even just the title in itself, just the feeling of winning a fight. I mean, you've been there at the highest level. I mean, is there any better feeling in the world besides maybe your kids being born? And that's a big maybe. Is there a better feeling?
Good. It doesn't feel as good. I've seen it. I've seen them both. I've been there. Do you know what I mean? I'll take winning the world title all day long.
But even forget the world title. What about just winning, showing up, training, meeting a guy in the center of the octagon, mano a mano. You guys both trained. You both prepared for it. You get that win. You have your hand raised.
It's great. What point are you trying to make, though? Khabib, you can't do it forever. And he's smart. He's been there. He's done it. And it's an indescribable feeling that not many people get to experience. He has experienced it at the highest level on a number of occasions. He's been there, done it, got the t-shirt. Can't do it forever. He's walking away with no long-lasting injuries. His body's still in great condition. He's still got all his faculties. His fighting style was to take people down, so he hasn't taken a lot of damage. He's done it. That's the way you do it. You get in. You don't take much damage. You make tons of money, right? He's fucking flying around the world with bloody Cristiano Ronaldo. He's got all the biggest people in the world. He's got Vladimir Putin, like on speed dial. He's got Fyodor Emelianenko, who's in fucking hospital with COVID right now as best buddies. You know what I'm saying? Khabib's done it. He's the man. He's like, just no problem, brother. It's right now I walk away and he can have everyone scratching and picking at him. And that makes it even better because he's forever untouchable. You know what I'm saying?
So your prediction is Khabib will never fight again.
I'm just repeating what he fucking said this week. If you read the MMA news,
I'm reading it right now. I've achieved almost everything. Blah 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 blah. My mother's the most important, precious thing to me. Got it. I got it. Yeah. I don't buy it. I think we'll see Khabib fight again one day.
All right. Well, I've seen him do multiple interviews this week. Here's what I do. I get out of bed and I keep up to date with the MMA news. Everything Harrington puts in the notes, I've already seen it and I've scoffed at most of it as points I don't want to talk about. But still, trust me, he's very, very adamant. He's very adamant to several publications. I don't know. I hope he does. I hope he does because I would love to see him fight. I hope I'm wrong.
The one thing I'm
just saying, I'm repeating what he said. He said he's not going to fight.
Yeah, the one thing he did say, my mother is the most precious thing I have left. You won't push me to do things that would disappoint my mother, which I understand that. I mean,
because a second ago you said you don't.
No, I'm saying that the need for that greatness might outweigh that one day eventually.
Yeah, but the need has already been satisfied.
Okay, let's stop going in circles.
The itch. No, I'm just saying the itch has been scratched. The need has been satisfied. The box has been ticked. What else is there?
The dick has been shoved in my face.
Many times. Harrington's dick, though, not mine. All right, we're going to get out of here in just a second. There you go. Oh, what's your pick? You never actually gave a formal pick.
I did. I said Conor.
Oh, okay. Harrington, do you want to just give us a couple of hammer fistings before we get on our way?
Real quick, before you do that, Before you do that, let me just do plugs real quick while Harrington gets a couple of them going. You love the show? Go to our iTunes, leave us a 5-star rating, positive review. That always helps people discover the show. Our YouTube channel is growing tremendously. You can subscribe directly on YouTube, hit the notification button. You get a notification every time a brand new show goes live. And last but not least, if you guys want to support the show directly, you can get every episode we've ever done, both ad-free and uncensored, at gasdigitalnetwork.com. Use the promo code BYM. Get a 14-day free trial. Save $1.50 a month for the premium service.
Okay, Harrington, before you do this, I'm just going to say this. I don't want to hear from point 7. I don't want to hear. I'm sick of seeing his name in the notes. And for those people asking, it's fucking Jake Paul. He puts him in the notes every time. Okay, so I don't want to hear that. There's a couple of others. 2, we just talked about that. 7, yeah, get out of here with the 7. Anyway, there you go. Over
now I really
Harrington.
want to know what number 7 is.
Jake Paul, I just said, he's like,
I know,
Jake Paul's got an opponent again. Fuck off, Jake Paul. Continue.
All right. Well, I was actually grabbing this from Monday's notes because we didn't get to this. The UFC has 2 title fights added to UFC 260. Stipe versus Ngannou 2 at the top of the card, plus Volkanovski versus Ortega. What do you guys think about stacking that heavyweight and featherweight title fight one card?
I think it's great. You know, it's not much of a question. What do you think of that? I think it's really good. I think anybody out there buying the pay-per-view is going to be happy that there's 2 title fights, not 3 title fights. I also want to say that, incidentally, I think that might be 3 or 4 fights in a row for Alexander Volkanovski of being a champion and not being the main event. You know, which at some point he's going to start fucking complaining about, but still, he's not going to complain when he gets those pay-per-view points of Ngannou versus Stipe.
Besides like bragging points, is there any other implications?
It's always nice to be the main event. That's about no. There's no other implications to answer your question, but it's just nice to be top of the bill. You know, it's definitely more prestigious. You know, but still, it's kind in this sense, it's a true co-main event. You know, they have the main event and the co-main event. The co-main event sounds nice, but it's still 3 rounds. You don't get any extra like little add-ons or whatever. You don't get a suite. You don't get the extra bits. When you're the main event, you get a lot of extra. Little bonus points, shall we say, and you also got a ton more PR to do in this situation. This is a true co-main event, but still top of the bill, Stipe and Ngannou, which should be top of the bill, to be honest, on
heavyweight,
almost any fight card.
Heavyweight title fight, I mean, you can't really put something over that. I don't think we've ever seen a heavyweight title fight not be the main event when there's another fight on the card, have we?
But that's the way they do it as well. If there's 2 title fights, it's always the heaviest ones. It always goes in order for the most part. I think one of the only times they broke that trend was when Ronda Rousey fought, but she was a massive star. But yeah, generally that's just the way they do it. But Callum put that point in my head when he said to me earlier, he said, "Oh, you know, he's never been in main event as a champion." So Volkanovski, I'm sorry, Callum put it in my head.
Well, look, if they do that Max rematch, which it looks like they will, if Volkanovski gets through Ortega, I think that would definitely be a main event. I mean,
should be.
What a crazy fight that's going to be. I want to see that fight again, and I never want to see. It's very rare I want to see a third fight when one guy's won 2 of them.
All right, Harrington.
All right. Well, following up on that, Stipe is an even bigger underdog in this fight than he was in the first fight against Francis Ngannou. All Stipe's done since then is beat Ngannou and then win a trilogy against Daniel Cormier. Why is he a bigger underdog in this fight?
Well, it's kind of simple, really. I mean, I understand what you're saying, and it is an interesting talking point, and it seems very disrespectful to Stipe Miocic. Of course, he already beat him once, and he was the underdog then, and he got through it. But since then, he got knocked out cold against Daniel Cormier. Now, listen, if Cormier could knock out Stipe, then bet your bottom dollar that so can Francis Ngannou. Now, however, styles make fights, and Stipe is a good wrestler, and he utilized that wrestling in that first fight against Ngannou, and he was able to wear him out and get him tired and win a decision. Now, Ngannou since then has improved dramatically, you know, although we still just see him bulldoze people. You know, we haven't seen him have a technical style fight. But however, he's bulldozing everybody he goes in there against. So I understand the hype, the momentum, and I understand the bookies having him as the favorite, because all he needs to do is connect one time. It is disrespectful to Stipe, but that eventuality is a very, very serious reality for Stipe Miocic if he gets caught.